welcome to another episode of the Black Guy Who Tips podcast. I am your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
And we are live on a Tuesday night after taking off Labor Day and also our wedding anniversary day, our 22nd wedding anniversary. We said, why work? You know, it's Labor Day, it's wedding anniversary, you know, should we do any work we're not feeling obligated to do? No. So we just decided to chill. So that's why there was no show yesterday.
Right.
Programming note, no balls deep sports this week. Not a lot happening in sports, and I don't feel like, you know, talking about Caitlin Clark for the millionth time. So I'm okay waiting for some football to happen and come back next week. So we might do a show tomorrow night is my point. And then the Nerd Off is on Friday. So if you're a premium listener, you know we record those live on Fridays. Normally it's me and Karen. And if there's any available nerds who want to hop on in our little crew of nerds that we send stuff out to, they'll pop on with us. And it'll be like a live 2 to 3 hour show of us just talking about nerd stuff. So for those of y'all that like, you know, hearing what the anime and all that stuff that we're watching.
And video games we're playing and stuff like that, yes.
Right. And to sign up for that, you can go premium by going to theblackguywhotips.com/premium. If you have any questions, email me at theblackguywhotips@gmail.com. That will always be the best email to reach us. And I'll walk you through it if you have any issues. You know, there's people that couldn't pay with PayPal, so then they like work something out with me on like Cash App or Venmo or something. We try to make it, I try to work with everybody. So we'll see what we can do on that end. The official weapon of the show is
folding chair.
And the unofficial sport is
bullet ball.
A bullet ball. Extreme. Well, Karen, do you have any banter?
Yes.
All right. Do you have any banter? Talk to me. Do you have any banter? Talk to me. Do you have any banter? Do you have any banter?
I do.
Talk to me. Banter. Talk to me. Do you have any banter?
I do.
Banter. All right, Karen. It is your turn to banter on these fools.
Yeah, the first thing I want to talk about, as somebody who started...
I'm hearing an echo.
Me
Is your speaker
too.
on?
Hold on.
Let's give it a second, everybody. We, you know, sometimes...
How about now?
I don't hear it anymore.
Okay. As somebody who didn't start wearing glasses until they were much older in life, I have realized, particularly since I got these new Earth flames, which are like wider and bigger than what I normally get. I think I actually really like wider, larger lenses.
If only someone had
told me that, right?
Someone that may have been wearing glasses since they were a small child, but
yes,
Rodger. What could he possibly know?
Rodger did try to assist me, and I'm like, I know what I want. I didn't know shit, cause child, I like these big ass lenses. Because the thing about the smaller ones, they're small. So when you're like working and doing shit, you look up, you literally looking up in the air and above the lenses, you know, depending on how big they are and wide they are and shit like that. With this, you put them on, you keep it going, left, right, up, down, and you all in the lens.
Do you know why you got small lenses in the first place?
Yes.
Why?
Because as somebody who didn't wear glasses, I thought, well, if I get them small, they'll fit my face. I have a small face, and I was under the illusion that with bigger lenses, it would just draw attention to my face. Like I said, I just didn't know, making up shit in my head, just in my own mind.
I know. I was wondering if you knew, because I think that's the mistake a lot of people do, because there's a lot of vanity in wearing or not wearing glasses. People have a lot of weird hang-ups about it. You know, there's people that don't want you to see them put their reading glasses on. There's people, you know, that struggle different ways. As you get older, there's a loss of vision, period.
Yeah, just naturally.
But some people just see it, I think, they just think it's synonymous with age. There's so many people I know who claim to have like 20/20 vision that clearly don't. Like, you know, you're riding with them somewhere and you're like, what's that sign? And they just don't. And you're like, oh, this nigga need glasses. At any rate, yeah, I think the vanity of it is like, well, if I get small glasses, like they're not even on my face. And it's like, nah, if you're going to wear it, it's like, it's like a hat. If you're going to wear a hat, get a cool hat. Get a hat that people are like, damn, I like that hat. Don't get a hat that's like, damn, this motherfucker. Imagine if you walked around the world with a very, very tiny hat on top of your head. We'd all be like, wow, that's a weird hat. Like, why would you do that? Yeah. So that's what it feels like when people get the smallest glasses. Like, no, I don't really need glasses. Just these little small, just a little help, guys. That's all I need because I'm so cool. But it's like, nah, accessorize your face.
Yes, and also it's one of those things where I did not realize that you could use glasses as an accessory. I mean, I know people probably been doing that forever, but you know, as somebody who didn't wear glasses, I never
NBA players had like 4 years where these motherfuckers who literally do not need glasses wore fake glasses just because they were fashion accessories. So they just, LeBron James has like 4 years of pictures of him wearing glasses in press conferences where it's like, this nigga does not wear, he don't need glasses. Like I guarantee you he can see, you know?
Yes.
But y'all just think that shit look cool, you know?
Yeah, so I, once I realized that I could get the glasses, and once I realized that glasses didn't have to be quote unquote boring, if that makes sense, and you kind of pushed me. You was like, well, get something that more fit your aesthetic and your style. And I was like, well, bitch, I'm different. Like, I know me. I like shit that pop. I like, you know, bright shit. Like, that's just who I am. So that's how I ended up with these. And now when I walk around, I see people with very unique and different glasses, and I wonder, like, where did they get them from? And you know, how can I get my hands on a pair of them? You know, type of thing.
Well, I know a lot of those companies that people talk about online that, you know, are the ones where you just send your prescription in and it doesn't cost a lot because however they make the glasses. A lot of those have a bunch of different styles where you can order like 6 styles of glasses for very cheap.
Okay, I get it. And I am like really loving like the big lenses. I did not realize how big of a difference it just makes. Yeah. And also I feel like, you know, if a glass is similar to a car, you're gonna drive a car, you want the most you want to be as comfortable as you can afford. So I have insurance, so I'm being as comfortable as I can afford. So they were like, what you want? I be like, look, I don't want nothing shining in my eyes. I want to be able to see at night. I want the sun to go away. So I'm like, hey, bitch, I'm getting it all.
Yeah. All right. For me, I saw a news story that was like an adorable local news story about this girl in North Carolina who sold the most Girl Scout cookies ever.
Wow.
And she beat her own record, and she's been like holding the record since she was like 4 or something. Wow. She was just a little adorable girl. It was so funny. And you know, they showed her an old video of herself when she was like 4 or whatever, like, remember this? She was like, aww, you know, whatever. And then it ends, you know, after this heartwarming segment that is so beautiful and just, you know, lovely and adorable. It ends with her saying, they were like, so what do you want to be when you grow up? And then she was like, I want to be a Supreme Court justice. And I was like, I need to know this little nigga stance on everything. What's your stance on the issues, little girl? What you think about reproductive health? You gonna be getting flued out by Harlan Crow? I don't know you, little girl. Okay, I would have bought them cookies from you. I don't have a problem with them cookies. But if you want to be a Supreme Court justice, I'm gonna need to know everything about your little ass. Okay, what do you think about the freedom of speech? You trying to put the 10 Commandments in the classroom, or you gonna be cool with that? You know, 12 is not too young to decide. You can't be just saying shit like this. You know, if I would have seen
somebody been talking to that little girl, that is normally not the dream. If
I would have seen Amy Comey Barrett at 25, at 12 years old, I would have been like, you know, what are you gonna grow up to be? So just because you're a little adorable girl selling cookies, don't mean you get a pass, Karen.
That's hilarious. Oh, speaking of our anniversary, yesterday. I got us some free drinks and dessert yesterday. I had a ball yesterday. We went to one of our favorite places that we normally go to, and I was eating and drinking and having myself a wonderful time.
Yeah, that's that, you know, extrovert thing. And, you know, the extroverts, you know, they be winning. That's why you need them sometimes, because I wouldn't have told the dude that it was our anniversary and that we come to that restaurant every year on our anniversary for the last few years and all that stuff. I would have just paid for the meal and been fine with it. And, right. And you know, it's our anniversary, not theirs. But I'm glad that you did say it, and you know, Buddy hooked us up with all the free shit, you know, key lime pie and first round of drinks and all this stuff, and they do that whenever, like I think they did that last year too. They gave us like a free dessert or something, and so I was glad that you did it. But yeah, it's funny, introverts and extroverts, you got to unite.
Yeah, and we all need each other. Yeah. We actually do, you know. And it's one of those things where, you know, different people have different personalities, and you have to kind of like, you know, balance, you know, each other out, you know, on certain things. Because there are times when Rodger speaks up and I don't, but most of the time I'm the person doing the talking.
Right. But yeah, it was interesting, you know, watching that, because Karen does this extrovert thing. Y'all know how she talks with the baby honey sweetie thing.
Yes.
But like this thing that she does, it's literally after every sentence. Like it's not like, it's so egregiously over the top. It doesn't need to be this much. Like you could have, like, when someone comes to the table, I'll give y'all an example. Like this is how it should go in my mind. Person comes to the table, hey, how y'all doing? Da da da. Karen, how you doing, sweetie? Okay, cool. Then they're like, you know, this is the specials, this is the orders. Well, y'all want some drinks? They give you, you know, like, you know, get you some water or something like that, whatever, right? And then they go, I'll give you a few minutes, think about it, I'll come back, and then they leave. To me, that's enough. That one sweetie, that covers that whole fucking first interaction. We don't need that much. But the way it works with Karen is, hey, how you doing, sweetie? Da da da. And the person's like, oh, I'm doing good, you know, blah blah blah. Have you guys been here before, or whatever? And it's like, yeah, we've been here before, baby, or whatever the hell. And then it's okay, well, would y'all like some water? Yes. He pours the water. Thank you, sweetie, for pouring the water. It's okay. I'm gonna get these are the specials. Thank you for telling us specials. Okay, here's you know, like there's the drinks. Like this is where you can order your drinks. She orders the drink, thanks them for letting her order the drink. At some point I'm like, this is just this nigga's job. Like if we thank them if we thank them for everything, it's just taking us longer. It's not helping. It's just making everything at dinner take a lot longer than it would have took to just wait and give them one sweetie, which I think is still effective. One sweetie per interaction is effective, and it's like this every time they come back to the table. I mean, if they refill the drinks, boom. If they bring the food, which they're supposed to do, they're contractually obligated to do that. Nothing special about how they brought the food. They getting honey baby sweetie. If they just want to come talk, everything is like that. So I think, and it obviously works on these people, you know. But as an introvert, oh my God, it's the worst. I'm like. Like there's no need for all this extra interaction. It's like we get it, you know. And then of course, you know, the food is, you know, she got to do her. Oh my God! Oh, like we're on a judge show where they have a TV camera on us and they're telling us like, can you overreact to the food, because
I got you covered.
It's not gonna be a good TV show. So whenever they cut to you, I need you to overreact to the food. I'm like, we know that the food is good. We paid a lot of money for the food. It's not. We've had some of this food before. It's not a surprise at all to you. You just want them to be like, isn't it good? Oh my goodness, those scallops or whatever.
I sure do. I like to feel special.
She really does. AT&T and ESPN are beefing again. I tried to watch.
Them niggas always beefing.
I tried to watch. It's not always ESPN, but it's just weird because. It just on a nerd level, they were like, we're beefing with Disney, and I'm like, but ABC is working. That's a Disney owned channel. You know what I mean? So that don't even make sense. But whatever, y'all fall out with ESPN, and they getting to be real motherfucking underhanded the way these companies working now, because they waited till Sunday night or whatever, knowing that some like the first. Like there was gonna only be one primetime college football game on at that time. Now I'm not a college football guy, but literally it's the only thing on and everyone was gonna watch it.
Right.
When I tell you they literally pulled the plug like a minute before that game started just to piss off people at home so they would be watching ESPN and then be like, what the fuck was that? And then, you know, I was contemplating changing cable companies, which I still might do. And a lot of people was telling me just go to like internet streaming, like YouTube TV and Fubo and all this type of stuff. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm not really into internet TV. I'll prefer a cable box in my house with my DVR.
Yeah, just old
and all that stuff. No offense to those who are that believe in it. I just watch TV differently than most people, and also I don't really like when I have to like stream a TV channel or something and it like Karen's watching Crunchyroll. I'm trying to watch the game, but because we both, and then we're downloading a video game in the background, and now the quality of the stream is down because it's all coming from the same internet,
right? Or
as opposed to the hardwired cable or whatever,
right? And also just the way we use cable. Like if Rodger would be in here doing the podcast, and I decide I wanted to watch YouTube, all of a sudden I'm fucking up his stream and shit.
Right. So yeah, I think it's interesting to see, that whole thing that take place is the streaming wars, but that's not why I started this. So because ESPN ain't been on in my house, cause I don't, and I'm low key a little bit thankful, cause after the Saturday game or Sunday, well, whenever the Fever beat the Sky, I just knew Stephen A and Shannon Sharp were gonna over fucking react, and so I was like, you know what, it's for the best, because I'm the kind of person that'll turn it on ESPN in the background in the morning,
just have it
and just leave it on there for hours before I go to the gym and shit, and then I'll look up and be like, caught Stephen A and Shannon saying some shit that I knew would piss me off, and they did it again, good job, So anyway, so I was like, all right, cool, whatever. Let me watch Fox Sports 1. I never watched Fox Sports 1. What the fuck is going on over here? Y'all, the titles of these shows.
What's happening?
That shit is like Transformers versus GoBots. I don't know who named these motherfucking shows, but they need to be fired, okay?
They need to be fired.
These are the most basic ass. They sound like the name people think of when they can't remember the name of a show. Like they don't sound like these were the original names. It's like, what's the name of that show? The one come on in the morning. You're like, what you talking about? The sports show. Breakfast Ball? Ain't it Breakfast Ball? And you would think, no, of course not. That's ridiculous.
Of course not.
Who the fuck would name a TV show Breakfast Ball?
Right.
They got a TV show named Breakfast Ball, y'all.
You bullshitting.
I'm not bullshitting. His name, I couldn't.
Breakfast Ball.
I couldn't bring myself to watch it.
That's
the title was too bad. I was like, no, I can't.
If I see something called Breakfast Ball, you know what I'm assuming? That they are cooking breakfast. It is going to be everything is going to be breakfast, and you're going to put it in the shape of a ball.
At least eating breakfast?
Right. We got hash browns here. What's happening?
I couldn't even watch it. I was like, this is too. Y'all didn't take this serious. Breakfast Ball, get the fuck out of my face. Then they got and First Things First is their afternoon show, but it used to be their morning show. I don't mind that name. I actually think that's a really dope name. It's just unfortunate that they moved the time of the show to like 3 in the afternoon. Now, they probably wanted to avoid the juggernaut that is ESPN and all the things they do in the morning with First Take.
Yeah, they have a few hours where they the monsters.
And that show's actually good. I've seen that before. I've seen clips from that, all that stuff. But okay, so take First Things First out. Like, it's only a bad name because of the slot. It's like when they move high noon to 3 o'clock in the afternoon or 4 in the afternoon. You're just like, all right, it was better when it was noon in the Eastern time as far as fitting the name, but whatever. The other show they had was The Facility. The Facility? What do that mean?
Is this are we gonna do an investigation? Is some cops gonna come out?
The Facility sounds like a sci-fi title or something.
Yes, The Facility sounds like somebody got locked up and they're trying to get out of the facility.
Yeah, it sounds like when someone thinks they talking about Prison Break and they're like, what was the name of that one? The Facility?
Yeah, you know what?
The Faculty, the Facility is the one about the teachers. What's that one?
This sounds like an episode of Batman cartoon series.
Yeah. And then the last one was, and I'm not kidding you, this is the real name of the show. is just speak.
Speak what? Easy, speak light, speak
Just
soft, loud, just
speak.
You can't copyright that. I don't understand.
I don't understand why you think it's a good name. Speak? It's just called Speak. Come on, man. That really is GoBots. That's, when you name the Psykill Leader X. Like, y'all didn't give a fuck, man. Y'all didn't. Plain guy, like y'all.
Speak now, speak easy, speak
right.
Sports, like speak. Does it have an exclamation point at it on the end to let everybody know that's the end? I'm confused.
I was so I really did, because you can pull up the menu that shows you the guide, and I'm like, oh, let me see what's going on Fox Sports 1. Breakfast ball, the facility. First things first at 3 and speak. I said, man, y'all see this? Why don't nobody fuck with y'all? Y'all don't really try. Y'all don't really care.
Hilarious.
Speak. That's like we named our show Mike's. You know what I mean? People were like, what? What's the show about?
We named show Talks.
Yeah, talk. Oh, you listen to the talk? No, talk. It's just the verb.
Like they don't go view, they go the view. Like
right.
That's not a word you just leave out there by itself. You either put something in front of it or something behind it.
Anything else for yours?
Mm-mm.
All right, I got a couple more. When are we gonna finally have a grown-up adult conversation about how the "Don't Tread on Me" sign, the flag, is actually corny as fuck?
It is.
Okay, so you agree?
I've always thought it was corny.
It's so forget your feelings on it. Like, this is not about, we know, people use it for white supremacy, people use it to identify with the what do you call that shit? The conservative movement, all that stuff. Some people, don't tread on me, Texas or whatever. Yo, it's also objectively just a corny fucking bad looking sign. The piss color yellow is whack. The fucking the drawing of the snake, it always looks like a third grader drew the fucking snake. Like, it's nothing dope about it. Like, they should have consulted some anime artists after anime got, because I feel like the people that did Naruto could have drew a snake that made me be like, okay, now don't fuck with that snake. But then the other thing about it is the message. Don't tread on me kind of implies like you're in a position to always be stepped on. And your revenge for being stepped on is to bite the person, which means you're a snake. You're the snake.
You're the snake.
How is that a mess? What do that mean?
How is that a message?
I seen on the back
never
of
made sense.
I seen it on the back of somebody's car the other day, and I took a picture of it because I was like, I had never thought about how corny it looked. Like, I was like, I always thought, well, the message bothers me, but nah, that's corny. It's actually pretty whack.
I've always thought that from the get. I've always thought it looked weird. I always thought in my mind it didn't make sense. You're going, don't tread on me, but yet, like you said, you're an animal that attacks people.
And you seem scary. Like, snake, like, you seem like a scary person, a scared person, a person that's always on edge and anxious, because you're like, don't tread on me. Like, it's, I don't know. It's just something about it's not cool. Anyway, that was a quick thought. Another thing, Rodger the Alien is one of the most brilliantly designed characters of all time. I will stand on that hill. I would die on that hill.
Rodger the Alien is the fucking best.
And I don't just mean on some like, oh, he's had this moment or this episode or this. I'm talking about if you were to design a character for a comedy show from the ground up. A character that can literally, the only thing about the character that is consistent is that it will always have some of the worst motivations and impulses and behaviors.
Yes.
Which makes TV good. Like, many people don't understand TV, so they think, like, they get frustrated. They don't realize their frustration is part of what the value of what they want out of you. So they'll be like, oh, I'm frustrated this character didn't do the right thing. I'm frustrated this character that's a background character isn't getting enough time. No. To have a character where you can just consistently move the plot along and have them be a wild card, but they never have to be the same character for real.
Nope.
is so
you
good.
don't never know who Rodger gonna be ever.
Yes, like I remember when that show started, and I loved American Dad from the jump. Like I'm just one of those people. But I remember when the show started, and I had white friends at the time, and they were like, "Man, how can you like that show?" I was like, "It's so good, it's so smart." And they're like, "Man, what's up with that alien, man? Like, what's the point of it being gay?" I was like, "It's not a gay or straight alien. It literally can change and make any joke and do anything, any episode,
anything." Rodger could be young. Rodger could be old. Rodger could be a drag queen.
Yeah.
Rodger could be a fireman. Rodger could be a murderer.
The only thing that's consistent is that Rodger will always have some of the worst impulses, and that's just great. I love American Dad. I watch that show probably more than any other show, just because I'll just go in a room, turn it on, fall asleep, go in the room, watch it just in the background or whatever. I've probably memorized almost every single episode at this point. I've kept watching them when they moved to TBS. It's just one of my favorite shows all the time, and that's before you even get to just the music and the R&B influences and stuff that just take the show over the top.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, that I just was thinking about something. I was watching something where Rodger did something. I was like, God damn, when they came up with that in that writer's room, that idea, God damn, they knew what they were doing. They were brilliant.
And the thing is, I prefer that over Family Guy any day. No knocks against people who love Family Guy.
Yeah.
But the way American Dad, just all the characters are structured.
Yeah.
It's just a perfect casting.
I mean, if I had to rank them at this point, I think low key Family Guy might be last for me, but I love all those McFarlane cartoon shows,
Me
but
too.
I really think I would probably go American Dad, Cleveland Show, Family Guy. At this point,
I love the Cleveland Show. I was one of the people that was very, very hurt when they decided to not continue that particular show.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, please bring it back.
And that one grew on me because I remember having to work through my own shit about that show at the time of like, oh, this doesn't feel like it's authentically a black show because you know that Seth MacFarlane's not a black guy. He wrote this show or he came up with this concept or whatever. One of the main characters is Cleveland, and there's a white guy who does the voice of Cleveland. Blah blah blah. But you know, I would be lying if I pretended that I did not enjoy that show. I love that show. Some of my favorite classic episodes of TV is Cleveland Show. So
Junior, everybody.
It really grew on me, and you know the voice acting, really gives you like another edge, and those people are black. You know, Reagan Gomez is on there,
right?
I think Sanaa Lathan is on there. Like it's a great show. So. All right, and this is the last thing. I was thinking about this shit the other night because I was watching YouTube. I like to watch YouTube. There's certain videos I just watch, like different types of videos all the time. But sometimes a lot of cooking videos get in there for me. And it'll just be somebody trying to cook some food or whatever. And I saw one that was like garlic Parmesan wings in the air fryer, the best ones you'll ever have. And then I realized, Parmesan has never done anything for me on wings. To take it or leave it. It's not that I hate it.
Right.
They've never ruined wings.
No.
But they've never made a wing better to me.
Yeah, I never have had, not trying funny, a garlic Parmesan ring, but like, God damn, who made this Parmesan?
Parmesan is like Praz on the Fugees. Where, sure, I'd like to hear 2 more minutes of this beat. You know, like it's not. I've never been like, God damn, Parmesan snapped on these wings. I've always kind of been like, yeah, sure, it's song was vibing. Parmesan couldn't fuck it up too bad. It's, but garlic be doing the heavy lifting.
Yes, it does.
That garlic and butter be doing all. They deserve the credit, and then we be throwing Parmesan in there like it matter, but it don't really matter. If it mattered, we'd have a wing that was just that, and we don't. We don't even put Parmesan on other stuff. We don't even be like, Parmesan and cilantro wings. It's like, no, it's just Parmesan garlic, and it's getting too much of the credit. Like, and I love Parmesan on other stuff. I put some Parmesan on some pasta I had, and it
I
set
love
it
it on
off.
pasta. I love it on pizza.
I like the expensive Parmesan. I will pay extra for that like fancy Parmesan.
Yes, the ones
as
that,
opposed
that
to
melts.
the fucking wood chips.
I know
The sawdust Parmesan.
wood grain chips all between your fucking teeth.
Yeah.
Yes, I want the shit to melt.
But yeah, all right, that's it, y'all. That's it for banter. Let's get into some other stuff. Here we go. That one's called Abundance. Which reminds me too, I forgot, we got a bunch of new beats from DJ Jaffa.
Yay!
Celebrating the Blackout Tips Day and our anniversary. So I'll make sure to put those in the rotation too, DJ Jaffa. All right, news. All right, let's do through the politics shit. Let's just get this fucking shit out the way. Federal judge orders Trump campaign to stop using Isaac Hayes' "Hold on, I'm coming" at events. The fact that this shit needed to go all the way to court and they couldn't just take the cease and desist and be like, all right, can't do it.
Yeah, they want to play the cool shit, but you want to criticize the people that their shit. Nigga, like, you literally would take my right to sing away, to sing this, whatever I'm performing. No, fuck you. Take it down.
No one cool likes you, and y'all don't like the people that like you back.
Right.
Why y'all can't just play motherfucking Ted Nugent and motherfucking
You try this in the small hometown shit.
What's the other motherfucker? Kid Rock.
Play that shit. They be more than happy to make y'all some shit.
Yeah, y'all don't like them motherfuckers for real. This
No.
nigga shot up a bunch of beer mad at gay people for no reason. Pandered for no reason, because at the end of the day, they're rolling their eyes when they got to pull Kid Rock out there like, oh God, here we go. Come on out and play the one song everybody knows. Bada da bada, bang da bang, biggie biggie, yep, yeah, okay, whatever the fuck. Like, it's sad that it's that way for them, but it's also fitting because y'all are against so many different types of people. You can't expect a black family to support a guy that says the things he says about black people.
Right.
Like, that's so selfish. And the fact that y'all were holding on to this knowing it was just gonna piss people off, I don't know. They do stuff over there all the time. It's just, I'm 90% convinced that Donald Trump is like, I don't even want to win. I don't think I'm gonna win, and I don't even want to win.
Because he's preparing.
Because I'm just doing shit.
Yes, he's just
like, there's
doing
no
shit.
benefit to doing this. I'm just doing it. I'm not gonna help any of my Republicans down ballot win.
Nope, they already complaining. They not getting money. No, because you're not gonna get a fucking dime from him.
Yeah, his one of his daughters, Laura Trump, put out a fucking song and a video for it.
Play that shit.
Right, and they don't want to play. They don't want to play that bullshit. They don't want to play that shit. They like, oh, come on, damn.
Right, and also it's one of them things where they play the shit knowing that because this has been happening for years now. You're gonna get a cease and desist. You are going, and not so funny. He's the only one that does that. The rest of them, they either don't have any music or they play, shit that what you call it, credit free shit, just the basic ass shit where they don't have to deal with
royalty
this.
free. You know what else I noticed too? All these rappers not playing their music, or they not giving them right to it. Where Ice Cube at? Where, Lil Wayne and all these people that, claim to support Trump, they not Kodak Black. They not gonna bump that shit up in there. Like, it's just funny that this shit is happening. It feels like a plot from a TV show that would make me turn it off. Where you be like, oh, come on, man, this is so whack that y'all did this bullshit. There's no way that the candidate for president would come out with a motherfucking, his daughter would come out with a song in the middle of this bullshit because that would a corny ass song that looks terrible. It's like, no, they would.
They would. And people say, why we got our celebrities? That's why, because a lot of the celebrities are like, fuck him.
Right. So, yeah, I'm not even going to play the Laura Trump shit. It's just whack.
Oh, I believe you.
Yeah. Let's see. Ice Cube has come out of his hiding for 4 years to insert himself into politics to tell us all, guys, if you're black, hold your vote. don't just give away your vote to the Democrats. Think about all the stuff that the
what
Republicans.
about that golden parachute plan? Ain't that him too? A few years ago.
The
golden something.
The platinum plan.
Yeah, platinum plan. That's what it was. Okay.
Yeah. So that's him. Yeah, but it's just funny because one only pops up every 4 years, right around 2 months before the election, giving us zero political talks, discussions, zero efforts, movements that he's keeping us up with throughout the year.
Right.
Like, just here to tell us that. Always speaking specifically to and for black people, and always telling us not to vote or to withhold our vote or to be skeptical with our vote, but never saying who to vote for, not, whatever. It's always, but it's always like, well, don't just vote for the Democrats. What are they going to give you for your vote? As if we're all fucking stupid and we're just voting Democrat because we're sheep and we don't understand anything. And like many agents of misinformation like him and a lot of black Trump supporters, or your Tariq Nasheeds, the pro-black contingent of the Trump supporters, I've noticed a trend about them, which is they always accept what Donald Trump says at face value, but they're skeptical on everything else. So if Donald Trump says, I've given the most money to the HBCUs, no one's done more for Lincoln. They say President Lincoln didn't even do much. They will repeat that without critical thought, without research, or without skepticism. And then they'll ask us, the people who have been paying attention, well, why come he gave the most money ever to HBCUs and y'all don't ever say nothing about that? And it's like, because it's a lie.
Right, it's not true.
And you're an agent of misinformation. And I think the saddest part, honestly, is that you're not in on the grift. At least when I look at Candace Owens, I'm like, you know what? She got a check out of that. She going to fight on that lie. She going to lie on that lie. She got to live that lie. She has made that choice. She is going down with the ship. Y'all motherfuckers, like, these rappers who come out of nowhere, y'all ain't even out here living on it. You know what I mean? Like y'all are just getting played. I'll give Cube his props. He's in bed with Steve Bannon. I brought it up last time. The big three and Steve Bannon are, like that money's all tied together. So he's getting a bag out of it. So I don't, at no point do I think this motherfucker actually cares about me or my people or any of this shit at this point. Cause I'm like, yeah, I see how you getting your check, bro. No one can stop you, and you just, part of the deal must be you pop up every 4 years to try to erode the black vote. Thank God most people ain't listening to y'all. But yeah, he did the same shit this year, and it's corny. And the best thing now, everyone's calling him out. Everyone.
Because people are tired of people like, we're not losing this because y'all Negroes want to pop up out of nowhere at the last minute, like you say. Where were you 6 months ago? Where were you a year and a half ago? Where were you drumming this shit up before? You wait till right around election. They do this. The undecided voters pop up, and the people, the Green Party, all them niggas, all three of them groups of people always pop up 6 to 3 to 2 months to a month before the election. Yeah. You don't ever see them any other time, because guess what? After the election, they will go away, and you will not hear from them from another 3.5 years. That's why I say I don't trust them. You all are grifters, and you're wasting people's time.
I'm glad you brought that up. That goes into our next story. AOC said Jill Stein's presidential campaign is predatory and not authentic.
Right, because what are you doing? What are your stances? What do you stand for?
She said, if you run for years and years and years in a row and your party is not grown, and you don't add city council seats, and you don't add down ballot candidates, and you don't add state electeds, that's bad leadership. And that, to me, is what's upsetting. To me, it does not read as authentic. It reads as predatory. I'm sorry. I'm just saying it.
Right, and you stealing people's money, and you're causing people to waste, particularly in this system, to waste their votes, because people like to feel special when it comes to their vote. They act, and my thing is, if you were just like everybody else, you wouldn't be special. But, people feel like they have to be special. That's why you have the undecided vote and all these people to come out, because all of a sudden they feel like they're special. But you're not realizing that you're not special. And if you want to feel special and actually have the freedom to actually vote and or not to vote, these people are going to take everybody's right away. Where it won't even matter if you wanted to vote or not. This would be a fucking dictatorship.
Yeah, I just think, like I said, I've always had faith in AOC. I feel like a lot of people felt that sort of faith was misplaced in her, and they felt like, the squad is just a bunch of, PR stunt pulling, contrarians, blah, blah. I'm not saying all of them are the same, because I do think there are members of the squad where I'm like, okay, this is some stunt shit and kind of whack. But in general, I always felt that influence was needed. You need young people.
Yes.
You need someone to speak to and for young people. But also, if they real, they'll see. And if they see, they'll be an example to all the other people that will also see the truth of matters. And AOC has been one of the best outspoken communicators for the Democratic Party and for liberal causes, period. And now everyone's getting to watch in real time her come back after learning how shit works a little bit better and be like, nah, if you look one level deeper than the surface, you can see what the bullshit is. We've been on Jill Stein's ass on this podcast for literally since the beginning. I'm sure
since they first popped up. Yes,
and we used to have people that would defend her. Of course, you would have people that, well, we just need another choice. I'm like, yeah, but if it's not a real choice, then you're just throwing your vote away,
right?
And you're being used. And honestly, you should be, if you're as accountable as you think you can hold the Democrats, you should be holding the Green Party.
Yes, you should.
If that's your party, why aren't you holding them accountable? Why aren't you like, hey, who's running for dog catcher?
Come on, who's on the school board?
Yeah, like we said, like, and where are you when there's major events happening for the next 4 years? Where's the rallies? Where's the recruiting? Where's the down ballot races? And we pointed this out years ago, and so it's good to see AOC saying it, because I think there's pressure on her to not say stuff like that. And a lot of Democrats, but especially her, to not say that because of the peer pressure of the left on social media, to be like, no, if you're part of the progressive crew, you can't talk about the DSA, you can't talk about the Green Party, you just got to act like all of it is good. And she's like, no. Especially now, because I think also what a lot of people made the mistake of thinking in the Trump era was this idea of like, well, no, it won't be, when he runs again, it'll be like it was before, where everyone will look and go, politics as usual, both sides are the same, whatever. I'll just say my normal grifting bullshit and get the attention. And people do not believe that. People are like, this is different. It is more important, and I will push back, including AOC, who I love to see it. Now, what did Jill Stein say in response? She accused AOC of supporting genocide in Gaza. Anyone that's followed her comments on this knows that's a motherfucking lie. Like, it's the opposite of the truth. And that just, you can sniff the grift right there. It's like, you didn't even want to give a real reply, because you could have been like, well, here, like, let's talk about some shit that really matters, because here's how I'm going to win the election, or here's how we're going to get some down ballot things. No, just a bunch of excuses. Democrats sue to kick us off ballots, hire operatives to infiltrate and sabotage us, lock us out of debates. It's always Democrats, by the way. You never hear the Green Party say a word negative about Republicans. It's just keep your eyes open. Fight ranked choice voting, then act concerned that Greens have only won 1,400 elections, she wrote on X. So which party is authentic and which is predatory?
And my thing is this. I think that it took AOC dealing with January the 6th. It took her realizing that you can't do certain things and then expect to be on boards and committees, because they're gonna be like, no, nigga, we don't like you. You're gonna have to learn how to get along with us. Like this is just a part of the process. I think she got in there and she realized that it's not simple as the internet makes it to be. And so now she's an advocate about going out and educating people about, hey, y'all, these bills, y'all need to get out and vote and put people in here. Like, I understand y'all want this shit done, but if you want this shit done, you've got to do your part too. And as a true politician, that's your job, is to actually push it back to the populace and say, hey, if you really want X, Y, and Z, you have to do something too. You can't half-ass your part and look at us and be like, we know we ain't give you enough to do what you need to do, but do it anyway, and then blame you when you come short. It's similar to a traditional household where you have like a mother and she stays there with the child, she takes care, and the daddy just does whatever they want to do. And it's one of those things where a lot of times the children get mad at the people that stayed. And that's kind of like the Democrats. You have all these other motherfuckers doing what they want to do. And instead of holding them accountable for their actions and them not holding up their part of the deal and their lack of showing up and their lack of doing right and their lack of communication and their lack of being stubborn and their lack of not wanting to compromise, that shit don't matter. You look at the person that's like, hey, I'm here because I love you and I care. I'm here because I want this to be a decent place for you to live. That's why I'm here, because I care about you. You shit on them, you call them names, you act like they're wasting their time. But if that person fucks around and turn their goddamn backs on you, where would you be?
Yeah, it reminds me of when I used to work in fast food, and this would happen to me where I would be a reliable worker that showed up on time, always did their shifts, left when was supposed to leave. If they adjusted the schedule, I adjusted with it. And then I started realizing these motherfuckers got me working till 3 a.m, and they know I'm a college student, and our first class is at 7. And I told them that was the only thing I couldn't do. And what happens is, well, the other employees aren't doing it. So those other people, if you tell them you got to close, they're like, no, the fuck I don't. If you say, I'm going to need you to stay over, they go, I'm going home. I got other shit to do. And I didn't have that in me that at the time that like, hey, this is my right. This is not what I signed up for. And it taught me, because I eventually did quit that job. I just refused to come in because they just kept fucking me around on schedule even after I asked them not to. And that's kind of what's happening with the Democrats right now, is that a lot of them are going, we're not fucking around. We're telling you right now, this could be the last election.
Right.
So, like, this whole, like, we got room to fuck around, we actually don't, and we're not treating it that way. But anyway, I appreciate her saying that, because I don't think in general anyone has a problem with the idea of a third party. I truly don't.
Nope.
I think most of the people are naive about what the benefits of a third party are in America, because most people are very myopic and they have not thought through the entire thing. So they just go, we need a third party. A third party like the Tea Party?
Right.
Third party like the Green Party?
What is this third party?
What are the Green Party stances?
Right. What do they represent?
What is this third party collection of issues that is going to unify Americans? Because what often ends up happening is they basically describe the Democrat Party or something like a little bit better, quote unquote, than the Democrat Party, which essentially is the Democrat Party.
Right.
Which you can actually get a better version of the Democrat Party if you vote for Democrats. That's like, I'm not even trying to bullshit people. This is not just being on their dick. Literally, the problem in our lifetime and the problem in American history has been whichever party was more progressive, unless they had a mandate number of seats, it was always going to end up compromised and pulled back into the middle of the fray. And then everyone blames the party like that was their idea. Like they were like, oh, you know what? We would love not to have Medicare for all. Let's just have Obamacare. You know what I mean? And so it's funny to see people act like that was the plan, when really the plan was, we love free healthcare in America, and y'all sent us up there with just not an actual majority. You gave us a couple blue dog Democrats that could fuck this up, where we could have just been like, bam, let's pass it. So anyway, all that stuff to say, I love what AOC is doing. Elon Musk stirs controversy using an AI generated image of Kamala Harris as a communist dictator. Everyone who ever thought this man was smart, I feel like they consistently owe me an apology and should like just be like, check in with me like once a month and send me a link to an article and be like, my bad. Yeah, I don't know what he got me. The main problem I have though is different than anything I've seen people say, and that it doesn't mean people haven't been saying it. I just, like I told you, I've curated my social media so I can avoid a lot of the riffraff that y'all get. But my main problem is Harpo, who this woman? This don't look like no damn Kamala Harris to me.
Who is that? Is that a Soviet Union hat? What is happening here?
The AI generated image is to make her look communist. That was the title that I read when I told you what the article is about. But in general, it doesn't look like Kamala Harris.
It does not.
That's not how she looks.
Mm-mm.
Like who the fuck is this? That's insane that you thought. Like people only must think it's Kamala Harris because he said it's Kamala Harris.
Right.
Kamala vows to be communist dictator on day one. Can you believe she wears that outfit? I'm like, this is also a bad fucking ad for AI.
Yeah. AI is a grift right now. Eventually it's going to be much better. Right now, AI is a fucking grift.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, and so, just as a total aside, this is why I can't get charged up about them trying to get rid of TikTok. I know it's dangerous, and Democrats and Republicans agree, so it must be fucked up. But y'all want me to be charged up about TikTok being a fucking danger to our democracy,
right? To
our country. This nigga is posting AI images of a candidate for president and making up lies.
Right.
And y'all have not done shit to this man. There are countries that won't let his app operate because they're like, this motherfucker be lying.
Right. He don't regulate shit.
What the fuck? So I'm supposed to be mad because China got the keys to the TikTok? The kids might be learning something else they not supposed to be learning with them dances, or they tracking their locations. Well, Elon Musk tracking ours. Mm-hmm. Every ad on that bitch is for Republicans. It's crazy.
Right.
Anyway, it's just, that shit was so whack. All right, let's get into some other stuff. We got the Trump news, political news out of the way. Any other news I felt like getting into before we move into a segment? No, we started late. Let's get into a segment right now. Pull up my segment. Let's do some fucking with black people. Here we go.
Hey, we're just fucking with them people because they black. We're just fucking with them people because they black. We're just fucking with them black people. We're just fucking with them blacks. We're just fucking with black people. Hey, hey, do
All right, fucking with black people. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know the rules. Let's see. Oliver Peck leaves Ink Master after blackface controversy. Paramount Network weighs in. So I don't know much about Ink Master or Oliver Peck.
Chad, I about to say, who?
Yeah, I knew you were. Oliver Peck is saying goodbye to Ink Master following 13 seasons after photos emerged of the TV personality in blackface. Oh man, why? And why are we still having blackface scandals? Who is confused? Like who is sitting around like, I don't know, I might could get away with this. I think I'm gonna be the one. I'm gonna be the one to actually pull it off. A lot of people go, don't do blackface. But you know what I say? I say the only people that fail are those who never try. So he decided to do some blackface. And they decided it was best to part ways with him.
You don't say?
The producers did. The offensive photos of me, which recently surfaced from many years ago, can only be a distraction to the amazing show I have loved being a part of, and its many talented artists. He has served
up your money.
He served as a judge on Ink Master beside musician Dave Navarro and tattoo artist Chris Nunez. Since the show premiered in 2012, a replacement has not been named.
Oh, so you've been there since the beginning.
I wonder if they're going to get a black person to replace him.
I can see that.
And now Colin Kaepernick. He's got tattoos and pro-black. Is that good enough, America? Will you keep watching, please?
Yeah, I won't lose on ratings.
Yeah. The photos of Peck stirred backlash on Twitter when they emerged last week. TMZ reported on the photos Thursday, noting Peck donned blackface on multiple occasions for different Halloween costumes.
Damn.
In one of them, he appears to wear dark face paint, a wig, and the letter N on his chest. The letter N on his chest.
So he didn't want to spell it out?
I think one of the captions called him N-word man. And I don't mean N-word. Like Superman.
What?
But a different hard R. Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Oh, no. So you can't be like, that was one time I never get it. You was like, oh, I'm making a whole... Holy shit, I'm making a whole fashion statement.
This is 4 panels of him applying the brown makeup. Then this is him with the fro and the costume, and the N is in the Superman logo on his chest. This is him, I guess, as supposed to be a basketball player in full blackface. He also wore blackface when he dressed up as a Playboy bunny.
What?
Yeah. So.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get that up, dog.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There's no way they could let you hang around.
Yeah, I mean, you weren't just blackfacing it. You tried to get the gold medal of blackface.
you were going for the award show.
Someone said Oliver Peck. Someone on Twitter called Tomato Sandwich said Oliver Peck in blackface. If you're surprised, you're not paying attention. Ink Master has always been incredibly racist to the dark-skinned clients and even the artists. So many of them don't want the dark canvas, and artists of color are treated like they aren't as good too. I mean, you're right. I haven't been paying attention. It's not that I don't believe you. I just ain't never watched this show.
Yeah. And also it's one of those things too. Like I said, I've never had a tattoo or anything like that, but a lot of people in the industry, because I see people talk about tattoos online, and and they be saying like when black people come in, a lot of white tattoo artists don't like to do our skin because our skin is darker, and black tattoo artists like, you can do our skin, you just have to do it differently in order for the tattoos to pop and all that stuff. You can't use certain type of color, I mean, it's just different. And
I don't know
like,
all of it. I have seen some tattoos on dark skinned people that didn't pop or whatever, but that's also because of our ideas about what a tattoo should look like on a certain person's skin and shit like that too.
Agreed.
So it's a lot of stuff like that is tied up in a colorism that goes beyond the individual, but we like to point fingers at just an individual or something. Mm-hmm. But yeah, absolutely, that is right. I've also seen people that are dark skinned that have tattoos that somehow they figured out a way to get them to pop or whatever, or just the skin tone with the ink tone or whatever. I'm sure there are ways, but yes. It's not always gonna look the same on all skin tones. It's like whenever I see a picture of a dark skin model and they grease her up to look like she's gonna fucking get pushed down a slip and slide, and you're like,
Ryan, you're like, who did this?
Yeah, and there's 2 ways to think about it. It's like, yes, people think moisturized skin is very attractive and all that shit, but at the same time, when it's a light-skinned person, we don't feel the need to slather them in oils and shit. We're like, right. We just can look at that skin and go, we know that that's moisturized. Black people can have luminescence off of dark skin, and people will treat it like it's ash. When it's like, they're not ashy.
No, they're not.
This is just the light reflecting off of their skin that is properly saturated. It's one of the reasons I've never delved into the Annie Leibovitz shit, because I'm like, part of what Annie Leibovitz is doing is saying, I think this person's skin tone is beautiful without a bunch of extra shit that black people are used to in order to call ourselves beautiful.
Who is that?
She's the one that photographs, I forget the name of the magazine, I don't know if it's Vogue, but she does photograph covers, and there's always controversy when it's a black person, like, why she got so-and-so looking like that? And I'm like, I mean, because they look like that, and it's like anytime they're not greased up, we act like something's wrong with that dark-skinned person or whatever. It's like, do they gotta be greased up or what? Anyway, I don't want to get into the whole thing, because people are gonna write in and I don't give a fuck. But I'm just saying it's complicated.
Yeah, it is. It's
very
complicated.
All that to say, this ain't complicated. 0 to 100, Karen.
Oh, this right here gets to Jakara's because, child, you were easing on down the road. What is happening here?
I give it, man, I'm going to give it a 50 because they fired him.
They did.
And there's no equivocation. It's just he's gone. Mm-hmm. The reason I would have given it a 0, by the way, because it's the right thing to do. I'm not really judging him doing it. That obviously would be a Dracarys, but this isn't an article about him doing it. It's about him losing his job.
Right.
But the reason I'm giving it 50 is because like the pictures are old.
Which
means people knew on some level and let him slide since 2002 is what they said, or whatever, 2012.
Yeah,
they let him slide a long time.
Because somebody had these in their arsenal for decades.
A long time. That's a long time to be. That means you went through the George Floyd, you went through Trayvon Martin, you went like all the Me Too's, like all the like, hey, we are finally pulling these people's cards, and somehow you was just out here operating. So yeah, Vanity Fair. Thank you, Trey. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go with 50. Lee Daniels' new horror film, The Deliverance, was a hot topic of conversation over the holiday weekend. While some viewers enjoyed the star-studded cast and demonic possession drama, others seemed to have fun with the movie's over-the-top moments, which revolve around Glenn Close's character, Alberta. So, Lee Daniels has Glenn Close in a movie acting like a very black adjacent white woman. Okay, she is the grandmother to this black family.
Okay,
and she's obviously Glenn Close, a white lady. Mm-hmm. And you got her doing some over the top shit that honestly, if Tyler Perry did it, it wouldn't even be. Y'all would be disgusted. Like y'all would just be talking about the black community or something. But Lee Daniels is like one step above Tyler Perry for people because they enjoy his kind of mess and he has better wigs. So people treat him differently. But, you know, Lee's said some problematic shit about race in the past where I'm like, ugh. And so, in addition to people sharing it, and I think he's kind of low-key in on that, people are hate watching.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
I think he's actually stoking the fires because I want to say it was the #1 movie on Netflix this weekend. So I think he's kind of leaned into like, yeah, if you watch it because you're mad or you watch it because you love it, who gives a fuck at this point?
Who cares?
Like whatever make y'all mad. But then he had to really make them mad on Twitter. Okay, he tweeted out, "Every black person knows an Alberta. She's part of the fabric of our community, but we've never seen her on screen before. Thank you, Glenn, for bringing her magnificently to life. The Deliverance out on Netflix this Friday."
Oh yeah, that's definitely. He might as well ended that with thoughts. That's what that might as well have ended with.
Black people have been mad all weekend, but also they've been funny all weekend. It wasn't all just people being outraged. Right. Like people were sharing pictures.
Yeah, I know they had jokes.
People been sharing pictures of like prominent white actors in racial movies and TV shows and stuff, and be like, every black person knows a bullet head. He's part of the fabric of our community, you know, like that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Every black person knows. I put the girl from Teen Witch that did Top That.
Yes, well, that's hilarious.
But yeah, it's so ridiculous that he said that because obviously fabric of the community is doing a lot, and then people are really mad because the actual story that is based on, the true story, that character is a black woman. The grandmother was black. So he made up this white character and then said because she's the fabric of the community, that where everybody's like, no, that's not what's happening here. So so funny. But yeah, people had fun with the meme. Every black person knows an Aquafina. Oh man, that's so. Every black person knows a B-Rad. He's part of the fabric of our community. Oh man, they had a good time with this shit, man.
I know they partied.
Yeah, this is the B-Rad when every black person knows a B-Rad, part of the fabric of community. You never seen him on screen before. Bullethead, Aquafina. I don't know this white girl, but I don't know her, the show that this is from.
Me
so
either.
that's on me. But yeah, it was funny shit. At any rate, 0 to 100.
You know, I'm not gonna lie, this gets 0. I do not care about you Negroes arguing about some Lee Daniels shit. I just don't. I don't care. You know, I don't know if I'm gonna watch it or not, but you know, it's one of these things where y'all know what y'all get into when you press play. Like, I'm not trying to be funny, and most of y'all hate watch anyway. The people that's complaining like this, most people watch it just for the, you know, just for the jokes and the fun, and they just kind of want to kind of be in the loop when people talk about it. But it's, you know, and it's also one of those things where he knew what he was doing, and y'all fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. You know, it's one of these things where y'all ain't never gonna learn, so they're gonna keep catching y'all with the same bait. Well, you know, why would I change the bait if I keep catching the fish with this old bait? Why would I switch it up? You know, it's like with him and Tyler Perry and certain people, y'all come in as a mass and y'all watch and y'all complain, and then you go through this cycle over and over and over again. So they're gonna keep doing this until y'all get tired, and guess what, you are not going to get tired, so you will continue to go down this thing. And so no, I'm not fucked with at all.
Yeah, I'm not fucked with either, mostly because well, no, I should take that back. That's not true. 25, I'll give it 25. The reason I say 25 is because he has a history of these kind of comments that I've always found weird. Like, his deference to whiteness is a weird one, because it's like it feels like that when people try to do the both sides thing of, like, you know, we got to stop being racist towards the white people too, or whatever. And I'm like, if you like a white actress and you want to put her in your movie, put her in your movie. You don't have to like make it a commentary on like
or justify
why
it.
this character must be in this movie and is necessary. And you know, I can't really be too mad at his movies for not being great to me, because I've never enjoyed his movies like that. I didn't like Precious. That like it wasn't like Monique was great. The movie's not to me. I did not like The Butler. I never even fucking finished that movie. It's just not good to me. Empire had like a fun season because it was bad. Like what was fun about Empire when it started was how over the top and soap operatic it was. But at no point was I like, God damn, the acting performances, the realism. It was like, no, it's funny. You got Terrence Howard acting the fool and Justice Smollett, you know, doing freestyle battles that are songs and ending it with "I'm gay." Like, it was, you know, it was like a good time. You know, Drip Drop song was fun. You know,
that first season, I still go back and listen to that soundtrack. It was fucking flames.
Yeah. So like but it wasn't like I thought that was great.
Right.
Like I wouldn't argue like I can defend this as a critic. I didn't see United States versus Billie Holiday and The Deliverance. I just started. I haven't finished it. But anyways, so I think I can't be mad that the movie's not good. I just think his commentary about race is kind of annoying, because it's always this weird protection of whiteness that I don't think necessarily adds up to what he's trying to say it is. It's like, if you wanted to say like, look, I wanted to work with Glenn Close, and it ain't so often you get to get an actress of that caliber on screen and talk about nappy pussy, and damn it, I had to do it. And y'all just gotta understand, you know, like, I think that's a better thing than to be like, she's the fabric of the community. But like I said, I can't be sure he's not in on, you know, the whole like everybody's hate watching, and so I need to give him something to hate, you know. All right, let's move into something else. What else we got here? Let's do some you know what? Let's do some Who News. If I can pull that up. There we go. News. Looks like the girls are fighting. Okay. Cleo Trapper. And
Miss Cleo's daughter.
she's a rapper. Cleo Trapper. Cleo Trapper is beefing with Ice Spice.
Now I know who Ice Spice is. Now the other person,
And Ice Spice's older ex-friend says, "Told you so." And it's some good drama. Okay. Because the girls are fighting, and Ice Spice is light skinned, and the two girls she talking about, they appear to be dark skinned to me. So you got some good colorism going on in the middle of this too. And Ice Spice a prime candidate for the colorism argument, because what does she really bring to the table? I mean, we keeping it real. That's one of the, like, there's other times people have brought up like, oh, so and so is only popular because they light skin. I'm like, I would not go that far with certain people, because I'm like, I can see the talent. It's like saying Steph Curry's only popular because he's light skinned. I'm like, no, Steph Curry's popular because he's making a shit ton of threes. Now, if you want to say he getting a boost, of course, that's what privilege is. It's always a boost. I know who the fuck is stupid enough to argue against that. But to be like, only? Nah, it's not only, right? Ice Spice only is a good argument. Like, she got a fat ass and she light skinned, but I don't like, no one is like the delivery though, you know. But the lyrics, you ain't never heard that.
Never heard anybody say that.
You think
about
you a
any of her
shit?
songs.
You just a fart. See what I'm saying? You got to think about it, brother. Like, no one's ever done that with her music.
Nope. At least not to the best of my knowledge.
So yeah. So I guess they've updated it since, but oh man, I will go to update last. So Ice Spice has lost yet another BFF who's claiming to being used as a loop at her BB belt, and her enemies just might be teaming up. Rapper Cleo Trapper used her Labor Day weekend to completely unload on Ice Spice, dropping a 45-minute TikTok video. Remember when that was supposed to be 60 seconds?
45 minutes? I didn't know they could be that long.
Yeah, where she accused the Munch rapper of being a fake friend and claiming she experienced less than VIP treatment as the opening act on Ice's Y2K tour. According to Cleo, she had to foot the bill for her own hotels and meal per diem, and was forced to use stinky bathrooms as her dressing rooms. Wow. That's trash. Cleo said she wasn't paid for her time, which she had no problem with. But the final straw was realizing Ice never had any intention to expose Cleo to her Munchkin fan base, but rather use her as a prop to look like the better performer. That's interesting. Ice hosted an X Space to defend herself against Cleo, and basically chalked it up to jealousy. Ice experienced a very public breakup with singer Baby Storm.
Another who.
Yeah, I was waiting on you to say it. Earlier this year, who didn't miss the opportunity to pile on the explosion. Storm released a ton of text messages of Ice ragging on Nicki Minaj, and clashed with Cleo at the time, but came to an accord that their common enemy is the notorious ICE. Yeah, Cleo Trapper got some tweets. Pussy, but you was shaking on your bus thinking Cardi sent people to get you jumped. Whole time it was a lady and her kids just trying to get an autograph. Like, help. Who the fuck told you to start with that lady anyways? Nobody. You picked with her. Now you scared. Well, no, my assistant was outside the bus telling me what was going on because she was panicking. I tried to warn you and you just threatened to beat me up. Nevertheless, I'm sorry that happened to you. Oh, I threatened to beat you up because you was doing all that because I was mad at Ice. I didn't give you had any respect for me, boo. I guess didn't think you had any respect. You really could have DM'd me from the jump with that whole situation if you was on some real bitch shit. Word, but thank you. Heart emoji. Now, Ice's camp has responded. It's her manager who says his name's James Roseman Jr. He spoke to Cleo Trapper's manager. After her post went viral, they both agreed Cleo handled the situation poorly, especially since she doesn't understand industry politics. So she's just dumb and she don't get it. You supposed to want to pay for your own shit and changing shitty bathrooms. That's just part of the gig, you know? That's what happens when you open for Ice Spice. You're supposed to be like, thank God I made it to paying my own way and being used as a prop. So that's who's fighting, Karen. All right.
The girls is fighting.
Mm-hmm.
News.
I guarantee you, if you bring that name up 3 months from now, shit, tomorrow, I'm still gonna be like, whoop.
That's true. I know. And yes, I know it's so. All right, you know what? Let's wrap this thing up with some sword ratchetness and get up out of here. We got a late start. So I'm gonna wrap it up. 3 men have been jailed following, or three people have been jailed following a samurai sword stabbing in Southampton.
Damn.
Yep, a woman and 2 teenagers have been jailed for their role in the stabbing of a man with a samurai sword in Southampton. The man was in his 20s. He was stabbed several times in the chest.
Ooh.
He sustained serious injuries to his chest, torso, and arm, for which he was treated at the hospital. 3 people were later detained by officers following enhanced local patrols, detective, and forensic work, and with the help of eyewitness accounts and mobile phone footage. Well, damn, they had the whole fucking kit and caboodle.
Right.
They left all the evidence.
You was not getting away.
Appearing in the court in March, Barry Cayley Jr., previously known as Muhammad Mokhtar, 18. I like how he changed his name from something Muslim to like, no, it's Barry Cayley Jr. Don't be racist. Bluebell Road pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit a fray and threatening another with an offensive weapon. He was sentenced to 11 months in prison. At the same time, Nicola Cayley, previously known as Asma Mokhtar, 46, pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit a fray, assisting an offender in careless driving. She got 31 months in prison. Damn, she got more time than him. And a 16-year-old boy who can't be named for legal reasons pleaded guilty to grievous bodily harm. So he must have been the stabber. He was found not guilty of attempted murder following the trial, but he was sentenced to 4 years and 4 months in prison with additional 3 years on extended license. So they did send him to jail for it, but good grief.
Mm-hmm.
Woo, watch your back out there, everybody.
Be safe in them streets.
All right, that's it. Thanks for listening. We'll be back hope probably tomorrow. And until then, I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah. Bye, everyone.